We get ready for preseason game number 2. Fans still filing into Qualcomm on a very nice night here in San Diego. Jason Garrett, former backup quarterback on the Cowboys, now in his second season as the head coach, mentoring Tony Romo. And Jason Garrett knows well the pressure that the man under center faces when you wear the star on your helmet.
And that pressure rises as you saw Miles Austin behind him in street clothes. All of a sudden, one of your better receivers is not going to be in the huddle, so Tony's going to have to deal with that tonight.
Sixth season as the head coach of the Chargers. Norv Turner, 27 seasons overall in the NFL. Won a couple of Super Bowls with the Cowboys as an offensive coordinator. And the Chargers won the toss. And they will kick it away. Kading to kick off. Teddy Williams back deep for Dallas. Kading sends it high, end over end. Williams going to bring it out from 5 yards deep. Met and dropped at the 12-yard line. Jacob Hester down at the special teams tackle for San Diego. 17 yards on the return. Tony Romo burst on the scene and put up big numbers. You remember the whole controversy with Bledsoe back when Parcells was the head coach. The numbers have always been great, but just not enough W's in the playoffs to satisfy a very impatient fan base.
Maybe he's the parallel in the NFC to Phillip Rivers. I mean, I think the Chargers offense certainly respected around the league, just not quite enough to get him up there to the very, very highest of levels.
Murray and Vickers start in the backfield for Dallas. From their own 12, Romo going to go to the air and swing it out, and Murray makes the catch, and DeMarco splits the tacklers and gets a gain of nearly 10 up to the 22. Starting lineup for the Cowboys, Murray with the catch and run, the dangerous Dez Bryant, he of the 1-2 punch with he and Austin, and Bryant really needs to get it together this year. Jerry Jones has put a little pressure on him. Cowboys offensive line at minimum, Billy Ray, will have 4 of the 5 players playing new positions this year. Monday night in Oakland, we'll call that a failed experiment.
Yes.
And Murray goes on the ground and gets a couple.
Very good term. Yeah, I'm with you on that. That just has to be an impossible situation.
Charger defense, Franklin picked up from New Orleans. He'll try to stack up the middle with his 315 pounds. Linebacking core, Donald Butler, second on the team in tackles a year ago with 102 behind Spikes. And Atari Bigby, a pickup from Seattle, adds that speed and physical presence that Norv Turner and A.J. Smith coveted for San Diego. First down for Dallas. Romo back to the air, throws, hauled in and tiptoeing out of bounds. Dez Bryant with the catch. Hard to look at number 88 with the star on his helmet and not think of Michael Irvin.
It's very strange, and I don't think that's what Quentin General was thinking about. Just gave him a little bit too much room, and that's what happens when you do that. And Tony Romo certainly can make that throw.
A lot of the things you hear about the Cowboys, and you put Romo in this as well, and Dez Bryant, is that a lot of maturity issues. And I think Romo gets some of that, maybe fairly or unfairly. He always wears his hat backward, always has a smile on his face. Very good golfer, but says he's grown up. The offseason, he's married, has a child, so the Cowboy fans hoping that Romo has type of season not only with the numbers, but with the wins as well as Murray continuing to show why he is really a dynamic back. At 897 yards a season ago, he and Felix Jones a good 1-2 punch.
No question, and you saw there Vaughn Martin getting up the field, really nice penetration from the Charger defensive end. Just couldn't get the arms around the ball carrier and get him down in the backfield. Let him go for a couple of more yards.
Now, Billy Ray, you talk about how Romo and Rivers mirror one another. I think these two teams from a season ago mirror one another, both at 8-8 out of the playoff picture, hoping for big things in 2012.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And I think the pressure basically lands on the quarterback's shoulder, certainly, and then it goes to the head coach. I mean, I think Norv Turner's feeling it. Jason Garrett's got to be feeling it. I mean, in Dallas, Texas, you have got to win. Otherwise, they'll definitely find your address and pay you a visit.
And Marco Murray with a nice catch on a little swing pass.
And nothing really down the field very much for Tony Romo up to now. We've seen some very short passes and effective when caught. and just kind of running some picks on the Chargers defensive backs. Back in the flat, completed pass, gain of yards.
+9, 2nd and 1, and Murray will get a couple and move the chains for Dallas on this opening possession. We'll use a baseball term here, Billy Ray. This would be the opening of a 3-game series between San Diego and Dallas, because the Cowboys are sticking around in town for the next 2 days to practice against the Chargers.
Right. So remember that guy that you might take a shot at when he's not looking, because he's going to come after you, for the next couple of days. You have to make sure you remember who's going to be after you out there.
Felix Jones checks in. Romo instead going to go back to the air. Double clutches. Throws a little bit too tall for Bryant, incomplete. Antoine Cason with the coverage, and he's looking to have a big year in 2012. Another Charger that needs a nice bounce back in his contract year.
Well, I think that happens, when you start to turn up the pressure on the quarterback, and I think that's what's going to happen this year from that Chargers front. I think you're going to get a lot more pressure on the quarterback, and Antoine Cason, I think he's going to have some footballs that he's going to be able to pick off and take back.
Jones and Vickers form the I on 2nd and 10. Felix Jones cut down in the backfield and stopped for a loss. Jones and McFadden from your alma mater, Arkansas. So you get Jones in Dallas, Darren McFadden up in Oakland.
You got Razorbacks everywhere.
Yeah, those two were quite a tandem for the Hogs.
Nice penetration by Corey Leggett. Gets the first contact. And love to see this out of him this early, and hopefully he's a little more active than what he was last year. You can kind of tell that he was feeling his way around it a little bit last year, but that's a very, very nice play to make from the defensive line.
3rd and 14. Romo, plenty of time. Throws it short. Jammer covers it up. Ogletree makes the catch, had 3 in the 3-0 win at Oakland, but the Charger defense forces the Cowboys to punt. Chris Jones on to punt. Spurlock waiting near his 10. Spurlock, another agent acquisition out of Tampa Bay. Jones, left footer, sends it high. A fair catch is made at the 11. 39-yard punt. Chargers get the ball for the first time, and we come back. 10:04 to go, first quarter. Chargers' first offensive possession of the night. Phillip Rivers, 27 touchdowns a season ago, but 20 interceptions. A number that he would really like to push down to his normal, somewhere in the 10 to 15 range. He's tried to do a little bit too much last year. On first down, Chargers going to run. Ronnie Brown spelling the injured Ryan Matthews, and Brown a nice pickup. 6 years in Miami, 1 in Philadelphia. Backs and receivers, Antonio Gates, healthy once again, putting together numbers for a Hall of Fame career. Mike Harris, one of the biggest surprises in camp, free agent acquisition from UCLA, and he has impressed. Funny game, Billy Ray, as you know. Somebody steps aside, somebody moves up. Not always guaranteed to get your spot back, and Harris has made a nice impression. Yeah, and I think tonight is going to be a great test for him. When you have the fullback behind you, McClain, you saw how big the hole was that he opened the very first place for the scrimmage, and I think we're going to see a lot of that. I mean, I don't know that you understand how much a fullback, especially one that size, can really help the running back out. Well, Rivers on this one runs out of time as Victor Butler comes in and gets him.
3rd and 12, ball to 9.
Butler on that one, getting around Harris, so Butler teaching him a lesson and getting to Rivers and dropping him, making it 3rd down and 12.
You're standing straight up, and that's when you can really kind of move that offensive tackle whichever way you want to get to the quarterback. Needs to keep the bend in his legs.
On 3rd down and long, Rivers, his own end zone, dumps it down. Gates makes the catch, and Antonio will be stopped well short of the first down. And it'll be a 3 and out for the Charger offense.
Brought down by Barry Church.
So the Charger defense would say something like, guys, you know it's kind of hot out there.
It has been a warm week in San Diego. You aren't kidding.
You
It's,
know, if you mind giving us a couple plays for us.
the ocean breeze has taken the week off. The temperatures you're not accustomed to down here.
There's nothing.
High 80s, 90s.
Mike Cyphers.
4th down and 6. Cyphers on to punt. It's a beauty. Drives Harris all the way back to the 22. And gets the corner and dropped shy of the 40. We'll take a timeout. Cowboys' second offensive possession when we come back to Qualcomm. San Diego Superchargers.
Superchargers. You've heard that before. Time or two.
I know that song.
Indeed.
Phillip Rivers and the offense. A quick 3 and out on the first possession. Tony Romo and the Cowboys put together a decent drive, 4 of 5, 29 yards. Early numbers for Romo.
Waiting for it to throw one deep, you know. I'm waiting for Romo early in a series especially. Just let it go.
Throw again on 1st down. Caught left side. Near the 1st down marker. Looks to be just a touch short. Ogletree with the catch for Dallas.
Romo keeps throwing it out in the flat, and his receivers are doing a nice job. You can see 2 Chargers very, very close to the receiver when the ball gets there. A little quicker break from Antoine Cason, and maybe he can get his hands on the football.
+9, 2nd and 1. Romo directing traffic, sends Ogletree to the other side of the formation. Jones will get the handoff. Makes the first man miss, and near the 1st down marker. Flag is down. Bruce Hermanson, our referee.
Holding. Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Take a look at the middle of your screen, and that's kind of they call it a tap block. Instead of going into the nose tackle and pushing him whichever way they want to do, they'll give ground and let him run out of the hole and give the running back a little bit more room to run.
David Arkin ticketed another of those moving pieces along the Cowboy offensive line. If there's one unit that has to figure out a way to play together before the season gets going for any team, it's an offensive line.
And, I mean, Jerry Jones, we've heard him, just bemoan the fact that he hasn't done a good enough job putting together his offensive line. How critical it is for his success and the team's success.
On 2nd and 12, pass complete across midfield. Cole Beasley with the catch. Butler finally tackles him, but not before the Cowboys move the chains.
Tony Romo's showing you why he's considered one of the more accurate passers in the National Football League. Just finds his man and puts it right on the numbers.
Well, opportunity for Beasley, the rookie out of SMU, and he makes the most of it. On 1st down, back to the air, almost flushed to Jones and hits him right in the gut and drops it incomplete. Butler was in his hip pocket. Sean Phillips had the pressure on Romo.
Sean Phillips with pressure on the quarterback.
Take a look at Sean Phillips coming off the edge and just flat out runs inside and over the offensive lineman. That's a pretty effective pass rush move. Not much of a move to it, but running straight over the offensive lineman, tight end, pretty nice move.
Sean Phillips, annual trip to the Pro Bowl. One of the standouts for the Chargers. Cowboys going to run. Jones powers his way. Spikes with the tackle for the Chargers. Keo Spikes led the team with 119 tackles a season ago. 15th NFL season. Amazing what he's done career-wise.
Yeah, anytime the number gets over 9-10 years, when you consider the average career is under 4. And Keo Spikes, the way that he's been the leader on the field for those defenses that he has played for, it's just been an amazing career.
Yeah, to your point, Billy Ray, 15 seasons, 11 of those 15 seasons, his teammates voted him team captain. Crowd making some noise on 3rd down and 4. Romo swings. Jones stood up and stopped. Won't get the 1st down. He did the 39, only got to the 40. Donald Butler stuffed him.
In the open field, Donald Butler now will show you exactly how to meet the running back after catching the football. And take a look. Just as solid as you could have it, and stops him in his tracks. Nice to see Donald Butler out on the field making plays.
Yeah, why not? Billy Ray, 4th down and 1. Cowboys at the Charger 40. You know, may as well.
Sure.
May as well.
It could happen.
Work on a little 4th down offense. Now hold on. Dallas going to call a timeout. Or are they going to go?
Yes.
Jason Garrett going to think it over. Timeout, San Diego. Quarter, 4.5 minutes to go. Rich Cellini, Billy Ray Smith. Tony Romo and the Cowboys called a timeout. They keep the offense out. 4th down and 1. San Diego's 40.
It'll either be a first sound snap or he'll bark at the defense and get them to try to jump off sides.
Going shotgun to the air. Bryant makes the catch. 1st down, Dallas. Got inside of Quentin Jammer. 15th offensive play of the quarter for Dallas. Picks up a 1st down on 4th and 1.
And that just looked too easy. I mean, you really had no pressure in Romo's face. Bryant runs a great route, gets inside with a really nice move on Quentin Jammer, and the ball is right there.
I mentioned the accuracy of Romo. Right on the target. 1st down. Play action to Jones, and Romo thought about taking a deep shot. Now goes check down, complete to John Phillips, the tight end, and he spins his way down to the 20, pinballed around. Penalty marker is down. John Phillips filling in for Jason Witten, who's out with a lacerated spleen. That's serious business on the injury front for the Cowboys.
Well, considering how many footballs Jason Witten.
An eligible man downfield. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
David Arkin called for a hold, and then his illegal man downfield, and on that one, just maybe a little bit too long for the young man to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that ball needs to get out of there a little faster. At least that's going to be his story. But as far as Witten goes, the lacerated spleen and the fact that he has been Tony Romo's security blanket for so long.
Yeah, they've started together and worked their way through. Witten with 79 catches a season ago, and I think your term is the best descriptor, the security blanket,
right.
And he's out indefinitely. 1st and 15. Jones tries the middle, gets a little room, tripped up and slides on his belly down near the 25.
Just a quick hitter, I mean, directly up the middle.
Jones, 1st round pick back in 2008. First running back taken in the 1st round by the Cowboys since Emmitt Smith. Well, if they could all work out that way, you'd look really smart.
Absolutely. And it was just a great one.
On 2nd down, Romo swings it out, caught by Olawale, makes a move, breaking tackles down near the 15. Spikes finally got into the turf, but the Cowboys, with a little dink and dunk offense, effective in the 1st quarter.
Well, especially when they line up with the twins to the left and run them down the field. Takeo Spikes knows what's happening. He's seen this a million times before, and it's just him and the running back, and this time the running back has a much better move than what Takeo can handle.
Oh, Wally, look at that for the rookie. Nice little move on the 15-year veteran.
Nice move.
Another 1st down for Dallas.
That 15-year veteran's going to get after him now, I'll tell you that.
Wally going to get a carry. And you're seeing a stack up there and hearing a lot of names that probably aren't familiar if you're a Cowboy fan. And the reality is every team gets hit by injuries throughout the season. Dallas has had an onslaught early. 20 players out of the night's lineup for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, I don't know if they heard the weather report and how hot it was going to be. And it's like, guys, my hamstring's just acting up a little bit. But like you're saying, and it's some of the named guys. It's 20 players for an exhibition game. That's amazing.
Jones back in the backfield. Romo step back with the shotgun. 2nd down and 5. Deepest penetration of the night for the Cowboys. Romo all day. Floater back in the end zone. One-handed grab by Bryant, but he's out of the back of the end zone.
We have a hold anyway. See a flag on the
We got
field.
the hat down and the flag down.
Hat and flag. Which is more important, the hat or the flag?
That's number 62. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Arkin got called for the hold. You see a little bit of the spectacular playmaking ability of Bryant. He's definitely out of bounds.
Yeah, it was the first foot that comes out of bounds. The other one's in.
There's only a few people who can make plays like that. Des Bryant, one of them.
And quite frankly, I didn't know Des could do it until we just saw that.
Phillips and Jones on each side of Romo. 2nd and 15. There's a little pressure on Romo. Steps up, throws. 2 receivers there. Broken up by the Chargers. Ogletree and Bryant ended up in the same part of the end zone. Atari Bigby came in there and batted it down.
Actually had the ball in his hands. And would have been fantastic if he could come down with the football. But Atari Bigby does a great job getting up and then right off the palm.
Melvin Ingram with pressure on the quarterback. 3rd and 15.
Just out of the hands of Bigby. 3rd and long. Fans trying to encourage the defense. Romo 9 of 12 for 75 yards. Dallas is going to call their 2nd timeout of the quarter. Back in a moment. Back in San Diego, 2nd preseason game for both the Cowboys and the Chargers. 3rd down and long for Jason Garrett's team. Dallas, time of possession in the 1st quarter, 11:45 for the Cowboys. 2:08, just 1 3 and out for the Chargers.
So tell the Charger defense.
They're aware, you're telling me.
I'm sure.
3rd and 15. Romo. Still plenty of time. Takes a shot. End zone. Incomplete. Here comes the flag. Donald Butler committed the infraction. Dwayne Harris working, but that is a long time to try to stay with somebody in pass coverage.
And I think Donald Butler probably gets away with that if he just turns the head back to the direction that the ball is coming from. The fact that he had his head turned, his back toward the football, that's normally why those officials will flag that.
Bruce Hermanson in the white cap. Here's the call.
There are 2 fouls on the play. An eligible receiver on the offense. Pass interference. Defense.
Did he forget the number?
Well, another quick look as the officials sort out what it all means.
And you're right. I mean, the play is so long. Donald Butler turns, sees the receiver running in the back of the end zone. That's just instinctual. You go to that and you try to get there before the ball does.
And Jason Garrett trying to make his point to the officials. They made the call. They have not explained what it all means.
I think they're actually explaining it to themselves now.
Turner, and now the fans getting a little restless. So 2 fouls on the play. 1 a pass interference.
Are you reading lips? What are you doing?
I'm remembering back 8 minutes ago. Another illegal man downfield.
Correction on the penalty. The receiver went out of bounds on his own. There can be no pass interference. It is 4th down.
So no pass interference on the collision between Harris and Butler because Harris went out of bounds, and that's why the cap was thrown. There's your verdict.
Wow.
4th down.
The fascinating world of an NFL official. Hats and flags.
Cowboys send out the field goal unit. Bailey put together a very nice year a season ago. Tied a club rookie record with 26 consecutive field goals. Sends this one away and sneaks it just inside the left upright. Cowboys get 3 off the drive. Timeout. In San Diego, Cowboys get 3 on the board. 12 plays, 39 yards, 7:01. Well, they've talk about getting some work in the preseason,
Yes.
wanting to do some things. Dallas has done that on the offensive side.
And, you know, the Chargers, they have to have their 11 guys out there, too. Otherwise, the Cowboys wouldn't be getting their work. But the Chargers need to do a little bit better job giving the ball back to the offense.
Spurlock and Hester back deep for the Chargers. Bailey going to send it away. Spurlock backpedaling and be forced to take a knee.
Spurlock takes a knee. Chargers ball 1st and 10. The 20-yard.
Ideally, Billy Ray, if you're San Diego, what do you want to get done tonight in preseason game number 2?
I think offensively, you want Phillip Rivers to continue to get more and more comfortable with the new receivers. You know, Phillip is one of those guys that throws such a catchable football, and I'm sure that's why these receivers decided to come to San Diego, but they still have to build that rapport and have that kind of relationship that the great quarterback-receiver tandems normally have. And on the defensive side of the ball, let me just see more Melvin Ingram and get that pass rush going a little bit. I think that's the most important thing from the defensive side of the ball.
Rivers flips it out, quick hitter. Spurlock makes the catch, and with them in a manageable 2nd down, Skandrick with the tackle for Dallas. Rivers very busy this offseason, gave the keynote address at his alma mater, North Carolina State. So not just a Pro Bowler under center, but also giving speeches to the youth of America.
Oh my goodness, that must be the shortest speech. Because Phillip talks so quickly, and you know, you understand, it's legible, you understand what he's saying, but I can imagine him in that situation and it'd be gone 45 seconds after he's introduced.
2nd down and 5. Brown catches a swing pass, will move the chains. You know, Matthews out with the injury, broken collarbone. You know, when does he come back? You know, we talked off the air, Billy Ray, that maybe not a bad thing for Matthews to be out a little bit early in the season if he's going to have one injury, hopefully, and get guys like Brown in the mix.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it does, as a matter of fact. And it also gets Coach Turner to consider the skills that the other running backs have as he builds his game plans until Ryan Matthews comes back. And what I mean by that is, I mean, instead of having Ryan Matthews over and over and over again, you get to use the different talents that you have in your core of running backs.
End of the 1st quarter. We'll switch sides of the field in San Diego. Start the 2nd quarter in the Misters. The place to be in San Diego.
The Misters. Take a shower during the game,
boy.
after the game, the whole deal.
Temperatures in the 90s during the week. That is not normal for San Diego. On 1st down, Rivers will hand off. Brown trying to get to the outside. Brown out of bounds. You may forget Ronnie Brown, the 2nd overall pick back in the draft when Alex Smith went #1.
That's right, from the University of Auburn. Auburn University, whichever you prefer.
Yep.
Showing a little speed out there, too. Everybody talks about the longevity that he's enjoyed in the National Football League, but showed a little flash out there.
Yeah, 2005 draft. I'll remind you, this is final home game of the preseason, and you can see the Chargers back at Qualcomm on Sunday, September 16th against the Tennessee Titans. Rivers, as we check down, McClain with the catch and using that big body. Billy Ray, what'd you say in the open? You don't like, if you're a linebacker and you play 10 years, to see somebody the size of number 33 in the open field.
Oh, I'm 260 pounds, and you're 20, 25 yards away from him, have to go and run into that man. That's a tall order.
And McClain, physical and also very durable. Just missed one game in his entire career. This is his 6th season in the NFL, and you think about all the collisions and twists and turns that go on in there, and somebody to be that durable, very good at fullback, and Norv Turner told us before the game can also run the ball as well, be comfortable with him taking turns at the running back spot as well. Flip out, Brown making people miss, and Ronnie Brown getting it up near midfield. Coach Turner also made the point that in years past when people would get hurt, the Chargers would lose speed.
Right.
Not the case with the people they've added to this year's roster.
Well, that was the critical element that they were looking for as they went out, and AJ and his guys went out and started signing these free agents. The element they needed is speed, because they realized that with Vince Jackson leaving and Sproles already gone and the other players that had left the team, the commodity of speed had been knocked down to a point that really wasn't unacceptable if you wanted to compete at this level.
Brown tries the middle for 3. Barry Church, third-year man out of Toledo, comes in and put the hammer on him. You know, you think of Ronnie Brown and some of the historical parts of it. You know, I mentioned that in Arkansas you had Jones and McFadden, and they would run that wild hog formation. But you remember Brown and the Wildcat formation in Miami really burst that on the scene in the game in New England. We scored 5 touchdowns. Ran for 4. The Patriots couldn't defend it. So a neat little history note there. And the Wildcat, like other things, Beanie Baby dolls and the rest of it, it comes and goes, Billy Ray. Fads come and go. Penalty marker down. Rivers surveying. Rolls to his left and wisely just throws it incomplete.
Be a lonely feeling for Phillip Rivers to be all by himself, getting closer and closer to that sideline.
Holding offense number 61. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And no Charger really coming open as he's doing that.
Now Nick Hardwick called for the hold. And Hardwick had a pretty big decision to make, whether or not he re-signed with San Diego, and decided this would be home. And see, Billy Ray, when you were playing, that wouldn't work for you. That big.
No, that's not holding.
No, hug like that. Are you saying that now from a Charger end? What if you were Russian and somebody did that to you? I don't think you'd have the same opinion.
I think you're right. You got me on that one.
2nd and 18 following the hold. Rivers gonna let one fly. Jump ball intercepted back at the 15. Brandon Carr picks it off for the Cowboys and steps out of bounds. Rivers went in the direction of Robert Meacham, one of their big free agent acquisitions, but Brandon Carr, one of the top free agent corners out there, Dallas signed him, and he gets a pick in the preseason. Cowboys with a 3-0 lead. Chargers drive ends on a turnover.
The ball was just a little underthrown, and it was a spectacular leaping effort by Brandon Carr to go up and get that ball. Robert Meacham goes back to the huddle and says, "Hey, I'm faster than you. Just throw a little fade in there. We'll be fine."
Yeah, Rivers and Meacham. Meacham comes over from New Orleans, where he played with the former Charger Drew Brees, but it'll take a little time to get them on the same page. Kyle Orton checks in at quarterback for the Cowboys. Orton well-traveled from Chicago to Denver. Remember, he was the quarterback who Tim Tebow supplanted in Denver with Tebow Mania a year ago, and then ended up in Kansas City, and now signed with Dallas after John Kitna retired. So it's it's amazing when you think back. You know all the names, and then you look into them a little bit about how the carousel swings in the NFL.
I mean, and you're Kyle Orton, and you just go, what happened?
Absolutely, what happened?
The last 3 years of my professional life. What happened?
2nd down and 10. Pass, caught and flat, breaking tackles and moving it up. Well played. Hannah with the catch and run. The backup tight end out of Oklahoma, 6th round pick. Big physical tight end. Casey finally got him out of bounds.
Jared Johnson has a shot at him in the flat. Dives and misses. Can't get the man down. Takes it for a few more yards.
Hannah had 2 catches for 20 yards in the Monday nighter against Oakland. Cowboys on the ground on 1st down. Olawale looking for North Texas with the carry. Jameis Olawale's been busy in the first half against San Diego. Romo traded in the helmet for a baseball hat. 9 of 13, 75 yards.
Gain of 3.
Here's another good story. Well, you forget about it with all the Pro Bowl he's made, but guy who's undrafted, little school, Eastern Illinois, and bursts onto the scene for the Cowboys and has put together a really nice career. Harris with the catch. Down to Charger 39, 1st down for Dallas. Kaysen with the tackle.
Atari Bigby, Antoine Kaysen on the stop.
Was that the end of the story?
Gain of 10.
That's it. I mean, what more do you want? Now he could win a Super Bowl, and then we'll write the next chapter.
There you go. The book is stolen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You think you go from an undrafted free agent in 2003 to taking over for Drew Bledsoe in 2006, and it's been your team ever since. They try a deep ball, and it's going to be caught at the 5. Ogletree comes down with it between a pair of Chargers.
That was an Ogletree sandwich, and he was able to make that catch come down. It's a great play.
35-yard reception. And Jammer down for San Diego.
The injury probably occurs when the Charger, Eric Weddle, and the Cowboy all fall pretty much with their entire weight on Quentin Jammer.
Jammer still down on the turf for San Diego. His own power, but still being tended to by the training staff. 11th year corner, replaced by Sharice Wright in his 2nd year out of USC. Orton, and the Cowboys going to go on the ground. Olawale stacked up, pile still moving, finally going down. Kendall Reyes, the rookie out of Connecticut, 2nd round pick. Chargers go 1st and 2nd round on defense right there. Good shot with Ingram and Reyes, 54-91.
Kind of looked like a rugby scrum there for just a second.
A long rugby scrum. 2nd and goal. Chappis the up back. Cowboys again on the ground. Olawale fighting, and he gets in. Touchdown Dallas. Second score of the night for the Cowboys.
Go to the left side of the line, and just a little bit of effort, runs in, and then a little extra push gets him over the line. Charger defensive line needs to do a better job of keeping its pointed attack.
Smile from the rookie Olawale out of North Texas.
Touchdown.
Yeah, it's, you know what? That's
Rookie.
you're a rookie. It's exciting. It doesn't matter. Don't tell me it's preseason. It doesn't matter to me. It's a touchdown. I'm wearing a Dallas helmet. This has to be exciting.
Right.
I went to college at North Texas in the Mean Green.
Played for
Come
the
on.
Green in Denton, Texas.
Yeah, come on. Give me a little something here. We talked to some of the rookies earlier this week out of practice about what it was like that first NFL game you're in when you're looking. It's the Green Bay Packers. It's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, we're gonna We'll take a quick timeout after this PAT, Billy Ray. I'm going to make you think back into your memory banks about when you were out on the field for the first time and no longer wearing that Arkansas helmet. Timeout in San Diego. 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the NFL's consent is prohibited. Mays Olawale with the touchdown for Dallas, capping off a 66-yard drive that took 7 plays. Olawale with the 2-yard run. Spurlock back deep for San Diego. Bailey to send it away for the Cowboys. Returnable, Spurlock. Dances his way just past the 20. Flag flies in from across the field.
A lot of flags tonight. Did you notice this?
Silva with the tackle for Dallas.
With the tackle.
Oh, Billy Ray, I'm like a cornerback. I have a short memory. I move on to the next play.
I think they have the same problem.
Holding. Return team, number 41. During the return, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Corey Lynch called for the hold.
21 on the return.
And Lynch has made some nice plays on special teams throughout the preseason. Rich Turner singling him out as a guy who has done some good things for the Chargers. We'll back him up. Rivers staying in the game at quarterback for San Diego. And Norwood said maybe like to get people some good work tonight. So just 5 of 6 for Rivers. And the one jump ball that came down is the interception.
And that'll be the one thing that sticks in Phillips' mind all night, probably all week. We'll think about that ball.
Brinkley, the deep back. Third-year man from Syracuse getting the carry. And the Cowboys quickly swallow him up and drop him. Phillip Rivers, well, the quarterback position so scrutinized in this league, and you have to have an outstanding trigger man to really hopefully go deep in the postseason. And the number that really stuck out in him, last year, those 20 interceptions. Right. You're looking at that number, really uncharacteristic for him. And that 2012, this just could not get here fast enough to wipe that clean and put together another outstanding season with low turnover numbers.
I'm sure he would agree with exactly what you just said. I remember some of the throws that were picked off last year. I mean, they were crazy. They had 330-pound defensive linemen picking off the ball, and how does that happen? And Philip certainly was now, I think, able to bounce back over the offseason, and I think he'll be back in his old form.
There's a combination that the Charger fans are going to look forward to. Meacham with the catch, free agent signee out of New Orleans, won a Super Bowl, and talked, at length this week about what it's like to build chemistry with the quarterback. He and Drew Brees always on the same page, and now trying to get that same type of feel with Phillip Rivers, and very confident that can happen with continued work this preseason.
And like to see it actually happen before the regular season rolls around. Robert, if you could get that done, that'd be great.
On third down, Rivers with pressure, slings it to Spurlock, and you're right. There is your Pro Bowl wow play. Skandrick had coverage, but the Chargers moved the chains.
And you can say that Phillip isn't really all that nifty. I've heard people say that. I've never divulged their names, but watch him in the pocket, move just enough to escape the sack and escape the pass rush, and then put the ball on the money to the wide receiver.
Not nifty, huh? Can we go with crafty?
Crafty, nifty?
How about accurate? Effective? I mean, I think of a lot of good things to say about number 17.
Indeed.
Maybe you wouldn't put him on your 4x100 relay team, but he can dance well in the pocket.
I wouldn't be on that team either.
Ronnie Brown with the carry.
Oh, he's sneaky fast.
Well, Norv made a point today saying that, it's not necessarily the 53 best players that you keep
Right.
It's the 53 players that make the best team. And the thing when you talk about Phillip Rivers is he makes your team better. Yes, can he put up big numbers? Yes, is he a leader? But does he make everybody around him better? I think that's what truly makes him great.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, 100%. I mean, you just look at the numbers, and we did it earlier in the show. I mean, the touchdowns that he has thrown for this team as they go through wide receiver after wide receiver and line up different people with him, Phillip Rivers has been incredibly consistent.
Another dart to Spurlock, another first down for the Chargers. Approaching 5 minutes to go in the first half, trailing by 10. I'm starting to feel that this is the type of drive San Diego wanted.
Early in the drive, I agree with you. I think up to this point, but I think they would like to get a little further down the field.
Well, yeah, you have a feeling. You have a feeling that this is going in the right direction.
Yes.
We didn't like the 3 and out.
No, I
we didn't like the jump ball interception.
Nope,
but
didn't like that either.
This has the sticks moving a little bit.
Point. I'm with you on that 100%.
Rivers spins, throws it out left. Good catch by Malcolm Floyd. A difference maker.
Right.
A big difference in this offense when Floyd is in it versus, he's battled some injuries and missed some games last year. And when Malcolm was out, things did not go well for San Diego.
No, not at all. I mean, he is one of those guys, maybe the guy,
sure,
especially when Antonio is hobbled. Malcolm Floyd is a guy that Phillip will look to and certainly come through and make some big plays and big catches for Phil.
And you start thinking, Gates stays healthy this year like he can. Floyd stays healthy, and Malcolm could, use a break on the good part of the injury side. He's been on the bad side the last couple of years. You get Meacham on the team. This is a team that's going to be exciting and could have another really big offensive year. Brinkley gets a little pitch and turns it up. Nice run by Curtis. Sean Lee, Cowboys leading tackler a season ago with 131 with the stop for Dallas.
And, I mean, you can't really talk about the offense without bringing up the changes they've made on defense.
Spoken like a former linebacker. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't do that.
I understand.
Why would you do that?
I was going to bring them up when they were on defense. All right, Billy Ray, just work with me on this. I'm on your side, partner. First down. Rivers. Batted, tipped, intercepted again. Carr got his second one. How about that for some hand-eye coordination? And Brandon Carr gets his second pick of the night. Keep counting, Billy Ray. He caught it.
7, 8.
Timeout.
Unbelievable.
The Chargers 10-0. Preseason numbers for Phillip Rivers.
We talked about those interceptions.
Well, we did, but this is, for a Pro Bowler, this is like batting, 220 in spring training. We can't get excited.
No.
Orton on first down, flips one out. Almost incomplete on the dirt. Wally getting busy. He's going to have a good year.
Yes.
I mean, he's going to have a good year. You need the pieces of the puzzle to be healthy and get everybody back on the same page and working together. And I think the Chargers should have another excellent offensive season. Be very surprised if it didn't work out that way.
Well, and it's still the case where these receivers and Phillip Rivers, they need to become comfortable with each other. I mean, it's something that doesn't happen every single time you bring in a free agent wide receiver. It's not going to click like magic. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time.
Wally again on second down and 10. Tries the left side across the 45. Spikes with the tackle for San Diego. Think about Spikes in those 15 years. From Cincinnati to Buffalo, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and now San Diego.
My goodness.
And performed at a high level.
Stop,
yeah, everywhere.
Every stop along the way, Takeo Spikes has been that guy. When you call up the huddle, he's the guy doing that. Barking out the signals, making the checks.
3rd and 7. Orton. Caught, first down Dallas. Ogletree calls it in again. Ogletree and Olawale both played well offensively for the Cowboys first half.
Are you saying there's something to having an O as the first letter of your name, or what are you?
I don't know if that's the key component of it. I think it's the idea of having an idea and an opportunity.
Okay.
And when the Cowboys have 20 people injured, it opens the door for people with an O in their name.
Okay.
Timeout. First half, Cowboys with a 10-0 lead. Want to remind you, charge of Hall of Fame voting still going on now through September 17th. You can go to Chargers.com and vote for Means, Miller, or Bennett. Billy Ray, I won't ask you for your vote. You don't have to disclose it, partner. But maybe when the guys who are going to come up in the booth.
Yes.
Bennett and Miller, maybe I'll ask you then. First down, Dallas. Olawale with room left side and out of bounds near the 32. Penalty marker back at the 45.
Donald Butler just had his jersey nearly ripped off his chest. Nice grip by the offensive lineman, but you can't do that. More flags, by the way.
Now holding on the Cowboys. Butler, a good story. Out of Washington, second on the team last year in tackles, but when he was first getting his career going, tore the Achilles, had to sit out, and then last year had a nice season, looking to have another big one in 2012.
Showed a really nice burst and close on the ball carrier. Yeah, I'm a big Donald Butler fan.
A construction management major from the University of Washington. How do you like that?
He can build defenses. That's the deal.
Just teeing it up for you. Teeing it up for you.
Thank you.
I put he and Spikes at 1 and 2 on that one. First down and 20 following the hold for the Cowboys back in their own territory. Orton. Swing out right side. Catch is made by Andre Holmes. Practice squad a season ago. And I think one of the parts of preseason, Billy Ray, that's fun is to see somebody who nobody's heard of, who starts to make plays, who gets an opportunity and makes a roster and makes a career for themselves.
Oh, no doubt. And when you look at the Chargers' particular situation right now, look at the running backs that are looking at Ryan Matthews will be out 4 to 6 weeks. That's their opportunity. It's knocking right now. And it's not necessarily saying I'm replacing Ryan Matthews. It's somebody else in the National Football League might see me, might like what I'm doing over here. And when Ryan Matthews is back and healthy, if I should ever be like, this team is going to know my work and know how good I am.
All right, we had teased this before a couple breaks ago. We're talking about some of the rookies getting out there. First, live action on a Thursday night. Green Bay comes in, national TV. You're looking at Aaron Rodgers. What was your first memory when you got out there against somebody else in an NFL uniform?
It wasn't, I got to tell you something, it wasn't very special. Because when I was at Arkansas, I watched Eric Dickerson run over us for touchdowns every year.
15.
And then when we played the Rams and Eric and I came out the same year, I got to see, it's like I've seen that before. Where have I seen that before?
Oh, there you go. So that was your first live action against somebody else in the NFL was against the Rams and Eric Dickerson.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You had seen that before in the old Southwest Conference.
Yes. He is something else.
3rd and 6. Orton shotgun. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Sean Phillips got a paw up and knocked it down.
Knocked down by Sean Phillips.
Chargers still 2 timeouts remaining. 1:09 to go first half.
Great feet, great hands. And that's a skill that a lot of people never, ever get to master. Sean Phillips does a great job getting his hands up. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, at least you can bat the ball down.
Well, Sean Phillips knows how to market. Now, I tell you what, that on Twitter he's got, drop on the punt, and now they're going to run it, and they're going to get a first down. Jones with the drop, picked it up, got the corner, first down Cowboys. Well, sometimes better to be lucky than good.
Running a fake punt, I understand it's on plus territory, and so there's really not much of a risk.
I think he just drops that Billy Ring.
I
I'm not going to give him credit for
I'm
a
giving
fake.
him too much
No,
credit.
that one slipped right out of his hands, and the ball bounces right
my
back to
goodness.
him. And he looks up and gets the corner and wisely gets out of bounds.
I thought that kid was taking
you thought
too
that
much.
was a design play to use in the preseason. That was an oh no, oh yeah, I got you the ball back with 1:02 to go. Orton. Bobbled. Did the Chargers scoop it? They get it. Did Butler come up with it for the pick? Flag is down. They're going to rule it incomplete.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
San Diego says they have the ball.
This should be good.
Bruce Hermanson and crew sorting it out. 53 ticks to go, first half. Jason Garrett trying to figure out what play comes next, if he has a next play. Just talking about Butler in his third season.
So we're going to have an interception.
Well, that's a tease. You call that a tease in TV, if that's true.
That's exactly what it is.
Just
Come on,
giving you a
After
little
the
bit.
interception, we have a personal foul, number 32. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Play results in a first down.
Well, that's the good news. Donald Butler gets the pick, and then Eric Weddle gets the personal foul. Here we go. Well, so they get Weddle for the blow to the head, and then Butler right there. Ruled interception on the field. So what are we? They just said personal foul. So Weddle leading with his helmet to the head, and that's a huge point of emphasis. And Butler coming in and able to scoop it off the turf. Well, that's not bad. You know, you get the ball back, 53 seconds to go. Dallas only has one timeout. You can keep it at, 10-0.
I mean, you're only 94 yards. What? 94, 95. Good. Do you take a knee?
Why, I do. What do you think?
No, you take a knee.
Never take it.
No,
work,
you rally
work on
those
things.
guys. Like, fellas, we're going to take this.
Work on things.
Right down their throats. Let's go.
All right, so now they're going to take another look and see if Butler did indeed intercept. Now remember, ruling on the field is interception.
Right.
So is there enough to overturn it, looking at the replay, to say that it was not an interception?
Oh, no, hands. Oh, second bounce.
Well,
Might have been on the ground.
all right, Billy Ray, what's your call?
Yep.
Up, that's up. I mean, can you tell to overturn it? Because call's interception.
Well, here's what I would have to do. I would have to say,
Play is inconclusive because don't get a good enough look from the video.
and so you can't, you have to go with the original call.
You have to say it like that? Or?
Yeah, well, you
Okay.
do.
Okay.
If you want to be respectful.
Okay.
You know, something you'll learn as an official over years and years.
You have a good relationship when you played with the men in stripes?
I did. I didn't have a lot of problems with them.
Yeah.
You know, they were good guys. I mean, my dad, during his 13 years,
Well, that, some people may not remember that.
Yeah.
Billy Ray Smith, two-time All-American at Arkansas, decade here in San Diego, but your dad played 13 years in the NFL as well.
he had a couple run-ins with the officials, but nothing, nothing in the legendary level. It was just trading, pleasantries and how's the wife, how's the kids, what's going on.
You were telling a story that your dad played for 13 years, then you came in the league, and there were some legendary players here in San Diego who had played
Oh my goodness.
against your dad, and then you show up.
Yeah, I walked in the door, and Ed White was one of the offensive guards that I played against every day in practice. Doug Wilkerson.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Donald Butler with the interception.
So Butler gets the interception for the Chargers.
Chargers at the 7.
53 seconds to go in the first half. Rivers at quarterback. Gates will move up to the line at tight end. Brown is to Phillips' left. Ronnie Brown will get some positive yardage from San Diego. See if Dallas wants to burn their final timeout. We'll let the clock move and get us to halftime.
Gain of 5. Second and 5 from the 12.
Second and 5, Rivers. Brown making a move, stiff arm and out of bounds. Near the first down marker, Mario Butler escorts him out.
That might have been a couple of moves. One right after the other.
Mario Butler. Gain of 4. Third and 1 to 16.
25 seconds to go, third down and 1. Well, with the offense not putting up any points in preseason game number 2, do you leave Phillip and company in to start the third quarter?
I think that would be a great idea.
You're the idea guy.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I don't know how Phillip would.
Well, I didn't say it was going to happen. I just said, would you like to see it? San Diego calls a timeout.
With the tackle.
Charlie Whitehurst, we should see an extended look at number 6 tonight.
Gain of 2.
Whitehurst standing next to Coach Turner. Phillip comes to the sideline. First 8 games on the regular season schedule for the Chargers. Monday nighter at Oakland, home against Tennessee, and then Atlanta. Back in the division against Kansas City, at New Orleans. And who's playing quarterback for the Broncos this year? I haven't seen many headlines of who took over that quarterback spot in Denver. The future Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. A lot of fun out here at Qualcomm Stadium.
But how are you going to feel as you're watching Peyton Manning playing the game? I mean, I'll be on pins and needles. It's going to be a very, very weird feeling.
Because he's wearing a different uniform?
Because he's had the surgery that he's had, and I feel for a guy like that.
Sure.
That is going to go out and.
Yeah, certainly not to be taken lightly.
Situation.
Floyd with the catch. Well, got Clarence comes in and teaming up with John Elway out in Denver, and that leads us to you start thinking about the AFC West. New regime in Oakland. Got the Chargers looking for a bounce back year. A lot of newness in Denver. Which team is in Kansas City? The one 2 years ago that makes the playoffs, or the one who flops last year?
Right.
I mean, who is it?
Well, you know what I'm going to say. Come on.
I know you got paychecks for a decade from a certain. I get that. I understand it, Billy Ray. I know it. I mean, one of the 50 greatest Chargers. I'm not expecting you to pick somebody else in the AFC West, but it'll be a fun one to watch. I mean, really intriguing division.
I agree.
Floyd again. 3 seconds to go.
They all just beat each other up last year. I mean, to the point where it's 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, and I mean, it just nobody ever really made themselves appear as the front runner in that division, and it's going to be one of those slugfests again in the AFC West.
Chargers burn their final timeout. Well, there you go. What do you think, Billy Ray? What does Peyton Manning bring to the Mile High City?
Incredible leadership, stature in the league, phenomenal talent, just physically speaking. But I've already said it, when I'm watching these games with Peyton Manning in them, I'm going to be on pins and needles. I won't be comfortable.
Rivers instead going to hit the check down to Brown. Not going to try to throw one deep, and Ronnie Brown will be stopped just past the 40, and that'll get us to the end of the first half. Halftime in San Diego. Smith. Cowboys with a 10-point lead. Numbers from the first 30 minutes. Well, the bottom one, time of possession, Billy Ray, got evened out a little bit throughout the second quarter. Right. But what's your take on the rest of them?
Well, I immediately looked at turnovers regardless. And the Chargers aren't going to be happy about that, giving the ball up twice in the first half. The defense needs to go out there, force some turnovers, and get the Charger offense some opportunities.
Alvarado going to kick off to start the second half. Spurlock will bring it out. Finds a little room and stopped just shy of the 20. Average starting field position for the Charger offense in the first half, their own 13. Corey Lemon with the tackle. It'll be Charlie Whitehurst, seventh-year man out of Clemson, originally drafted by San Diego. Spent the last couple of seasons in Seattle where he got some significant playing time. Got him in the playoffs.
Sure, that's fantastic.
But happy to be back in a Charger uniform. And Rivers will go to the headset. Whitehurst to the air. Start the third quarter. Pass complete. Dante Rosario, sixth-year man out of Oregon with the catch.
Now, does Phillip Rivers automatically walk over to Norv and go, well, why don't you let me do fun things like that? I get to naked boot and roll out and throw it out. I could do that. I could do that. That was very nice. Charlie put the ball on his hip, got around the end, and absolutely on the money with the pass.
Well, Norv Turner said Whitehurst has looked very sharp the entire camp. Back to the air on second and short. Vincent Brown makes the catch and is out of bounds. So the former San Diego State star makes the catch for the San Diego Chargers, shoved out of bounds by Mario Butler. Brown, the first Aztec drafted by the Chargers since Jesse Freitas back in 1974. How's that for a little Charger lore for you, Billy Ray?
You're going to pull out the Freitas out.
You know?
That is great.
I need to keep you honest.
I love that.
On the ground, Brinkley, left side. Vincent Brown, second season, third-round pick. 4 years at San Diego State, had a really nice career, and be proud of him that he went back and graduated this May with a philosophy degree. Attended ceremony, so the local boy makes good.
Yes, and will continue making good as long as he keeps catching the football. I'm telling you, he's impressed a lot of people here in San Diego.
A lot of pieces to this offensive puzzle for the Chargers. We'll have to give you high hopes heading into 2012. Second and 11. Whitehurst, little floater, caught, turning upfield, McMichael, and out of bounds near the Dallas 30. The veteran Randy McMichael with the catch and turning it up, and Whitehurst with the pitch and catch of plus 27 to McMichael.
And check out the accuracy. I mean, you can't throw the ball any better than this. It's him right in the numbers. And that's a little bit downfield for Charlie Whitehurst. That's a very nice throw.
So often you hear coaches and players talk about the ability to play fast. Turner called it, be quick and play fast. And a number of these people getting their opportunity right now for the Chargers are doing just that. McClain barreling his way. You feel that one all the way up here, Billy Ray?
I felt that all the way up here. He is just a bruiser. And you have to have somebody like that in your huddle offensively to make sure that the defense is respecting your ability to run the football. Boom, 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 boom. It's like a chain reaction car wreck, you know, on the freeway.
Second down and short. Pyle moves the right way and trying to get outside. This time Dallas ready.
Well, they figured it out. You hit him low. You hit him in the ankles. Try to get him down on the ground.
Mario Butler coming in from the corner. Cutting down McClain. Third and short. Brinkley comes back in the huddle as McClain gets a well-deserved breather. Brinkley to the left, Whitehurst. Parrish in motion. Go that way and complete it. Roscoe tiptoes out of bounds for a first down. Another intriguing name, Roscoe Parrish. Second-round draft pick, Buffalo. Part of his career, now his 8th season, another piece to the offense.
But if you take Roscoe Parrish out of Buffalo and put him in San Diego, you think about the weather and the conditions that he's played in, and now you put him in San Diego, at least for half of the games. I mean, what an opportunity.
Parrish, you see right there. Miami. San Diego and Miami, a little better climate than Buffalo as far as Roscoe's concerned.
Just a little bit.
Especially November and December. Whitehurst pulls it down. And over the gain of a couple before it gets grabbed around the legs.
Brought down by
Adrian Hamilton, the rookie from Prairie View A&M with the stop.
Second down, 18.
Whitehurst just getting a couple positive yards.
Yeah, I mean it's a decent pocket that was built around Charlie Whitehurst.
Rob Ryan, defensive coordinator. Brother Rex, head coach of the Jets. Father Buddy, the mastermind behind the famous 46 defense. Little flip out to Brinkley, and just couldn't quite get that. If that one gets caught, Rob Ryan's defense is in the wrong spot on that one.
You could tell. I mean, Charlie was kind of trying to reload it and just caused him to throw the ball errantly and uncatchable. Oh, he knows too.
Aggressive defense, 2011 had 42 sacks under Rob Ryan. I'll tell you what, 8-8 doesn't get it done in San Diego, and 8-8 does not get it done in Dallas.
It does not.
Whitehurst looking toward the end zone, caught, touchdown, Vincent Brown.
Vincent Brown working against double team that turned into triple team as he got into the end zone on the 18-yard touchdown, and the beautiful throw from Charlie Whitehurst was just amazing.
Great catch by Brown. That's the good news. Bad news is he's still down on the turf.
Oh, get him up.
18 yards.
This is not what the Chargers need to see.
Charlie Whitehurst to Vincent Brown.
We'll take a timeout, come back, and check on Vincent Brown when we come back. 10-6, Cowboys. 80-yard drive being taken to the Charger locker room. Billy Ray, another look.
And you've seen it before. I mean, anytime somebody is tackled from behind, the weight of the tackler somehow and sometimes gets tangled up with that ankle, and the weight comes down wrong, and you have an injured wide receiver.
Hitting makes it 10-7. We'll take a timeout, come back with more third quarter action here in San Diego. Means Anthony Miller all up for that Charger Hall of Fame honor. Billy Ray, I tell you what, it's exciting for a guy like you. We've got company. You're smiling over there like an 8-year-old, like you're going to get a sleepover.
These are my old teammates.
I mean, this is...
And they'll all tell you that they're much, much younger than I am, but...
Cowboys going to bring this one out, and Dallas will be pinned back inside the 10. Well, special teamer Darren Bennett, wide receiver. Everybody remembers Anthony Miller. There we go. Four of us right here. Stand tall, gentlemen. See, Darren, you're the one tall enough to be right over the glass. Welcome, gentlemen. What a nice honor
Anthony's
for you.
Anthony's on his tiptoes.
Wonderful to be asked, and it's been a whole great process. The fans get involved, and I think the fans should be involved. It's their Ring of Honor. This is their stadium, and this is their team, and so I feel incredibly honoured to be asked. There's not many punters around there, so it'd be nice to have one up.
It would be. Anthony, what are your thoughts on the honor?
Oh man, I'm so excited. I would always talk to Spaniards. Hey man, when am I get in here? So just to get that call and the opportunity to do it, I'm definitely very excited.
You guys get any reaction from around town? Any of your buddies, or just coming up, talking about the Ring of Honor and talking about your chances now?
I talked to some of the old timer guys that's been in here, and Wes Chandler is a good friend of mine. Yeah, and he's like, your time will come. Hopefully this will be my time, and I'm definitely excited.
Yeah.
How about you, Darren?
Yeah, look, I'm coaching high school football here, so I got all these kids that know about Facebook and Twitter and all that sort of stuff. So they're all excited about it, and you know, like I said, it was just great to be asked. There's not a lot of punters that are on Rings of Fame anywhere around the NFL, and so you know, Anthony was a great player here. Natron was a great running back, and so just to be mentioned in the same sense as those guys is awesome.
You guys think back to your career and all the things that you've done, and people know about your accomplishments and the things that, you know, you did on the field, but when you reflect back to all your time, what stands out most to you?
75,000 fans here when we were coming back from Pittsburgh after the AFC Championship game, and not one security guard. It was crazy, but it was spontaneous crazy, and it was fantastic at the same time. And probably, you know, one of those great things where the city got behind the team and showed them what they really felt about the Chargers football team, and so to be a part of that was fantastic.
Yeah, we just saw that. You know, obviously you're international, but we just saw that with the Olympics, of what sport can do to unite people.
Definitely, yeah. I think London put on a wonderful Olympics, and I was talking to one of the journalists in there before who was at the Olympics, and I said, if you'd thought about going to London, it definitely sold you on going and having a look at that place, and the British people really rallied around them, and I think they put on a tremendous Olympics.
Yeah, so neat in the Olympics, great for a city. Anthony, what stands out in your mind when you think back on your great career?
You know, I think just for him just drafting me, because I got hurt my senior year. I didn't really do that well, and you know, they took a shot on me, especially being a first-round draft pick for them. And that I was so excited, you know, considering, you know, I only really played in 2 or 3 games my senior year.
But I can tell you, he came in and burned it up. I mean, he came in and said, guys, thank you for drafting me, and I'll do it, whatever I have to do. You came in and proved yourself, man.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Chargers D do a nice job here. Cowboys are going to do, you know a little bit about punt. You guys going to stick around, and we'll come back. We'll take a quick time out after the punt, but we need to visit with you two a little more.
Roscoe Parrish, back receives the Chargers.
Charger defense able to hold Dallas and send it back the other way. Parrish. And this is San Diego brought him in, still on his feet.
Never touched the ground.
Yep, and Roscoe able to spin off it, and that we've talked at length about some of these exciting free agents, and we'll talk more about that and other things, Chargers, when we come back. Timeout from Qualcomm. Cowboys and the Chargers. I want to remind you, fans, you're going to get a chance to select the next Charger Hall of Famer. Will it be Natron Means? Will it be Anthony Miller? Will it be Darren Bennett? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? What keeps you busy now, Coach? What keeps you busy? Tell everybody
coaching high school football at La Costa Canyon High School up in Carlsbad. My son William has Duchenne muscular dystrophy. They were very nice to allow him to come and coach with them, so this is our 3rd season. We scrimmaged today, so we're in tour-a-days just like these guys. You know, on the field too. Just finished Hell Week, and now we're scrimmaging, so a lot of fun,
Very nice.
Oh, with me playing golf and then spending time with my kids, you know, I got a chance to miss a lot of their time, you know, playing football, but yeah, trying to be a good dad.
Good. All right, well, you know, guys, we'll let you lobby here. I mean, you want to lobby at all to get in that Hall of Fame? I mean, we'll do equal time, just like the presidential election, however you want to do it.
We always said the phantom Natrons in between us.
Natron, get back, okay? This is me and Darren Bennett show.
Here's how you can vote, fans. Go ahead, Anthony. You can be first at the podium.
No, I'm going to let him go first.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to let the kids go first.
You want to do the rebuttal?
Very good.
All right, Darren Bennett, you're up first.
Honestly, like I said, it was just nice to be asked. I'm a regular guy who got to play in the NFL, so being out there was a privilege, you know. So just being down there doing the interview before, we were standing on the grass. I started to get the chills just being on the grass at Qualcomm. It's just a privilege to be out there. So if you want to vote for me, great. If you don't want to vote for me, that's great too. And the other
vote for somebody.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly.
No, vote for me. That's what I want you to do. You know, you figure 6 years, 4 Pro Bowls, 5 Pro Bowls. Hey,
might be up to
I think
7
I might
by the
be
time
a guy.
the night's over.
Yeah. Well, we can throw a couple more, you know. 6 years, missed 3 games.
So durable, explosive, making the Pro Bowl, bringing people to their feet.
10-yard penalty.
Yes.
Fast as a lightning bolt, they say.
Natron carried us to a Super Bowl. So
Yes,
there you
he
go.
did.
I'll lobby for Natron as well.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. You know what? We can hope that 2012 is as fun and fortunate for everybody to cheer and some of the great memories you guys made for people here in San Diego. Thank you for your time.
Good on you, mate. Yeah. See you later.
Thank
Good luck.
you, too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Pleasure, guys.
Dropping back in punt formation.
Fourth down coming up. Whitehurst back to the sideline.
Back to receive.
Beasley back deep for Dallas. Cypress gets off a beauty. And Darren Bennett admiring the work, saying how pretty that one was to turn one over.
See you guys. Thanks.
Timeout. Back with more after this. 54-yard punt. Budweiser. Reminder from Budweiser, great times are waiting. Designated driver. (10-7), Dallas leading San Diego. 6:24 remaining third quarter. Fun to visit with Darren Bennett, Anthony Miller, Stephen McGee in at quarterback. Young man out of Texas A&M, fourth season with the Cowboys. Fourth-round pick in 2009. So your guys there, Billy Ray.
My guys, those are my
your
boys.
guys. McGee in trouble, has to throw it away. While we have a moment, finish up the Darren Bennett story. I mean, that's one of the all-time great stories for people who don't remember.
Oh my goodness.
You know, an Australian rules football player who calls the Chargers for a tryout while on his honeymoon in San Diego. And you take that whim phone call, gets a tryout, and turns it into somebody being considered to end up in the Ring of Honor. What a story.
Well, yeah, and I think it kind of goes not just to Darren's persistence, but to Bobby Beathard and you know what Bobby was and what it was all about as far as getting his rosters and his players together.
Williams in as the running back. Instead, McGee going to go back to the air again on 2nd down and 10 and completed. Dart. Well-placed pass, hauled in by Dwayne Harris. Getson has the coverage for San Diego.
Mr. McGee can throw a little heat.
You know, you get Romo as your starter,
Right.
Orton a solid backup,
Yeah.
and then is it Stephen McGee or is it Rudy Carpenter for that third spot? And you know, in every camp, everybody likes to have competition
Sure.
and keep things moving forward, and that competition forces you to elevate your game. There's Romo on the bench. Looks sharp tonight. Williams will get the carry on first down. Modest gain.
And here's the way I figure that out, okay? So Carpenter is an ASU Sun Devil, all right?
Do I need a pen and a piece of paper to
No,
follow this logic?
it's going to come to a head very soon. McGee is from A&M, Texas.
Correct.
A&M. Come on. Texas A&M.
And you as an Arkansas Razorback.
No. Just that Dallas, I mean, is going to keep
Dallas is going to keep the
former
Texas
Aggie.
guy.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. 2nd down and 8. Yeah, but the head coach of the Cowboys played at Princeton, so I mean, you know, from the Ivy League to the NFL, Jason Garrett, a very good Ivy League quarterback for the Princeton Tigers.
Indeed.
Pressured and sacked. Melvin Ingram. That's just what you wanted to see at a number 54. Brings a smile to your face, partner.
Oh, I'm telling you, the way he gets up the field and the moves he puts on those offensive linemen, the blockers, take a look at the left. Look at that. Wait a second. Run that by. Look. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful move.
First round pick, 18th overall,
Wow.
2011 consensus All-American. South Carolina had the third best defense in the country last year. You know, it was 1 and 2. Alabama and LSU played for the national championship. So talking about playing in the SEC, big and physical, and Ingram was dominant.
So it was Sean Chappis that missed Melvin Ingram on that block. That's one of those blocks, when you miss it, we might be missing you in a couple of days. I mean, it's one of those things that could seriously inspire a coach to cut you if you're a player. You just can't let somebody get by you that fast. But then again, Melvin Ingram, I've seen him do it to the best of the best.
Off the top, you talked about his hand speed.
That's right. Incredible hand speed.
Jones sends it away. Parrish will watch it sail out of bounds. Ingram getting a well-deserved cool drink of water after the sack of McGee.
Very nice.
Timeout. Melvin Ingram, the rookie from South Carolina, 6'2", 265, lightning quick.
Lightning quick, and when you give us the dimensions, 6'2", 265. I mean, he's pretty much like a James Harrison type body, you know, and hopefully it'll inspire that defense to to get to the same levels that the Steelers have been.
And an engaging young man to visit with.
Yeah.
We had the privilege this week during training camp. Jackie Battle, sixth-year man out of Houston. 2011 had a career-high 597 yards rushing with Kansas City. Another free agent signee by the Chargers. Whitehurst looking sharp tonight, 5 of 7, 72 yards. Time winding in the third quarter. Battle originally signed out of the University of Houston by the Cowboys. Sperry goes in motion.
Oh, no.
Whitehurst dropped the ball. It's laying there, and Dallas has an easy pickup. A center quarterback exchange issue. Rory Lemon will never get a bigger gift than that one. That ball on those exchanges can go any number of directions.
Right.
That one ends up going forward. And what? Did it just not get up? What'd you see, Billy Ray?
It just came straight down. I mean, honestly, just almost like it just dropped right there. And then, yeah, they've been talking about the Cowboys and the problems they've had with the centers and the injuries to that position and the troubles they would be having with the snap. But it was Charlie Whitehurst
and David Mock, the All-American out of Michigan, who they like. They're high on.
Yes.
You know, mistakes do happen, and different level playing in the NFL. 3 turnovers for the Chargers. Cowboys have it first down for 35. McGee throws almost intercepted. Sharice Wright, the fastest corner for San Diego, breaking on the ball. Right with Raymond Radway.
great play by Wright. Nice anticipation, and I'm telling you, you look for those defensive backs that can plant that foot and immediately change that direction and come inside. Oh, you know,
if he throws a good ball, that's an interception.
If it's a good ball, it's picked off.
Williams on 2nd and 10, bounced back, gets outside, and a nice gain. Williams gets a nice chunk for Dallas after being knocked 2 yards back in the backfield.
That play was over. I mean, take a look at it. And Melvin Ingram comes back inside because that's where the ball is, but the ball carrier does a nice job bouncing it back where the defenders aren't. And that's kind of the idea about running the football. Go where those big, mean guys aren't.
Mouton got in there and got the first pop, couldn't get him down. Their English finally got him out of bounds. Pro Charger crowd now making a little noise as we approach 2 minutes to go, third quarter. And your friend, the yellow flag, comes back.
That's right.
Bruce Hermanson, our referee.
It's a rookie out of Tennessee State, sir.
False start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Jeff Adams.
5-yard penalty. Moves the ball back to the 34.
It's a rookie from Columbia.
3rd and 9.
Columbia?
So listen, Mr. Ivy League.
Columbia?
You should know better. 3rd and 9. McGee from the gun. Here comes pressure. Cowboys pick it up. He will drop it down. Caught by the tight end, Hannah. Swung to the turf, well short of the first down.
Brought down by Antoine Barnes.
Dan Bailey going to trot out for Dallas, and the Cowboys will try to tack 3 more on the board.
I mean, it just sets up too perfectly.
Lining up for a field goal attempt.
Another field goal, and then Chargers at some stage of the game score a touchdown and you have your 1-point run.
Deep one from 49. And Bailey had plenty of leg on that one. And a standout season in 2011 continuing in the preseason for Dan Bailey. Second-year man from Oklahoma State. Earlier we talked about the first 8 games during the regular season for San Diego and the last 8. at Tampa, at Denver, home against the Ravens.
It's a lot of AFC North.
Yes, Cincinnati, across the country to Pittsburgh, home against Carolina, Cam Newton, and then across the country to the New York Jets. And then you start the season on a Monday night in Oakland, and you end it against the Raiders here at Qualcomm on December 30th. That's symmetry, Billy.
Yeah, that is exactly what that is. Symmetrical schedule making by the National Football League.
Tell the fans out there, is that Raiders-Chargers rivalry really that nasty?
Oh, I think that people underplay it. I think it's more nasty than what they say.
I agree.
Yeah,
It is.
But then again, I think that I think that's coming from the Raiders side. I think that every rival that they have is a very, very nasty rival.
Well, when you go back to some of the old AFL teams, it just starts there. I mean, it just starts there with Kansas City, with Denver, with Oakland, and you look at some of the great tradition in this AFC West. I mean, that is as historical as it comes in the history of the league. I mean, there are just some really good matchup that fans take serious, and so do the players. Presley with a nice return, and he'll be out of bounds near the 30. Flag down back to 15.
Penalty flag. There have been a lot of penalties tonight, haven't there?
Holding on the return team, number 44. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Negates a very strong return by Presley. Battle with the hold for San Diego. This will back him up deep. So the last time out for the Charger offense, Whitehurst mishandled the snap. And Cowboys get 3 more on the board. Didn't move the ball but 4 yards. 49-yard field goal attempt was good, making it 13-7. Deep in their own territory. This has been familiar tonight.
You send them right back out there. All right, Charlie. Get back out there and get that ball down the field.
Whitehurst from his own end zone. Going to air one out.
Oh, that's interference.
And it's going to be incomplete at midfield. Mike Willie, the rookie from Arizona State out there. Billy Ray Smith's call of interference, not agreed with by the officials.
No. Perhaps we have a misinterpretation of the rules. I'm not sure. Take a look and tell me what you think. He doesn't run right into him? Yeah, he does.
And
Matter
really,
of fact, I'm going to give you another look at it. Look at that. That's not interference. It is. I mean, I think that could go either way, quite frankly. I'll give you that.
on second down, San Diego going to go on the ground. Brinkley trying to get outside. Mario Butler having none of it. As we work under a minute to go, third quarter. Third down and long coming up for the Chargers.
Gonna let it throw him downfield, or you like a screen here, a draw? What do you like here?
Well, in my, offensive expertise,
Well,
Billy Ray,
everybody, hey, listen, I realize you have a reputation.
I think I'll defer to Norv Turner and his Super Bowl rings.
Very good idea.
And winning his coach in Charger history by way of percentage. And Whitehurst in a miscommunication between his receivers. Lucky that one didn't get picked. Was that one going for Parrish? Not exactly sure even who that one was intended for, and you would need to consult.
Yes.
You'd need to be in the meeting, and then the coach would have to say, "Now, what was the call again? Who did what?"
And where you?
Yeah.
The ball just didn't seem like it was thrown at any kind of spot where a Charger would be able to catch it.
Robert Malone on the punt. Cyphers was magnificent again. 2 punts, one of 63, one of 54.
Yeah.
Gets out a nice one. Beasley going to return it for the Cowboys. Put 1, 2, 3 flags down, and so is Beasley at 39. But Billy Ray Smith letting you know this one may be headed the other direction.
I think so.
55-yard punt, Robert Malone.
And you talked about it earlier, that when the guys come out here, that it's really iffy whether or not they have a job with the particular team that they're trying out for, because of the veteran that has come before them and played 5, 6, 7 years, whatever. And they show up and they have a night like tonight.
Legal
Kicking the
block in
ball
the
like
back.
that. Wow.
On the return team, number 30. 10-yard penalty. First down. And that's the end of the third quarter.
Javaris Williams
Now we call your
committed the penalty. That gets us to the end of the third quarter here in San Diego. Cowboys leading the Chargers by 6. San Diego for the start of the fourth quarter. Cowboys and the Chargers. Preseason game number 2. Dallas and San Diego both 1-0. Cowboys with a 3-0 win over Oakland on Monday night. San Diego defeated the Green Bay Packers last Thursday. Stephen McGee staying in at quarterback for the Cowboys. Dallas going to go on the ground. Olawale again, and he has been about the busiest Cowboy of the night. He's going to play, looks like, a full 60, partner.
Well, yeah, and I think that's probably what the Cowboys want to do, considering the injuries that they have.
Right.
Going into this game, it's
talk about
20 guys.
20
you got 20 guys, and there's a lot of very important personnel included in that 20 that the Cowboys, they just don't want to lose anybody else.
You find it to be a truth in all years you played that injuries can come in waves?
Oh, there's no question. No doubt about it. I mean, you can have a year and just be totally clean about the injuries, and there are some years that you just can't avoid it. You just can't. They come up and grab you.
McGee going to go over the middle, caught by Beasley. And Beasley continuing to impress tonight for Dallas. Taylor finally gets him out of bounds.
Forced out of bounds by Brandon Taylor.
And this is the kid. And take a look at the move. A nice move at the line of scrimmage, and then takes it outside. The ball's thrown well, but then watch the speed after the catch, the nice move that he puts on Gatchkar. That's a great run. Great catch and run by Beasley.
Olawale in as the back. First down Dallas. Olawale with a minimal gain. Give us an opportunity to introduce the CEO of the Chargers, A.G. Spanos, as we do a little dance here in the booth. Hey, get my
It's
glasses
the headphone
off.
dance.
I don't want you to think that I can't see the field from here. Welcome. Tell us what we need to be excited about 2012 and the Chargers. How are all the sales going?
Ticket sales are going all right. We're a little trailing a little bit last year, but we made it a point of emphasis to really focus on creating value for the season ticket holders. First off, we held ticket prices flat for the 5th year in a row. That was a big deal. And then we looked at what can we do to provide more access than we ever had before. So we did things like provided conference calls with the head coach, the GM right after the draft, players such as Phillip Rivers, and then access to training camp, access to the facility for tours, and all these things to build into a package that a year-round program for our season ticket holders.
I love the Ring of Honor thing, and we just had Anthony and Darren come in. Can you talk a little bit about that and leaving it up to the fans, so to speak?
Yeah, well, it was the first time ever. Something new for us is allowing our fans to vote for the Chargers Hall of Fame. A couple years ago, we did the 50th anniversary. BR, you remember that well?
I do.
He's been talking about it all night. Go ahead.
And we thought, what better group that's more knowledgeable or passionate than our fans to vote on the next nominee, or the next Hall of Famer in the Ring of Honor. So, and we lucked out because we had three great players to choose from. Anthony Miller, a great career with the Chargers, Natron Means, and Darren Bennett. There's probably not a more unique story in football, I think.
Awesome, exactly.
How about, I know we've got a couple more preseason games to go, and then, a Monday nighter in Oakland, but then, the fans here in San Diego, they really put their sights on when do I get to come out for the regular season. I think Tennessee Titans coming into town certainly will be a big one. Talk about some of the added value things for that game.
Yeah, Tennessee is obviously a big game on the schedule, our next home game. Ooh, intercepted.
There, see, we like that. You're good luck, and it's going to come back the other way. And this is going to be a break the Chargers need. Still out in the open, right all the way down to the 1. Well, Norv called him the fastest cornerback, and he got caught 3 feet short of the final stripe. 74-yard pick in return as he steals one from McGee.
Sharice Wright. Oh, Sharice, feeling you, man. He's a foot away and gets the tip up in the air and takes it straight down the sideline. If you run this far, they should give you the touchdown. He takes it all the way back with some nice moves, too. And he's down inside the 1. That's great. This is what I'm talking about. This defense got to be getting the turnovers, setting the offense up, and allowing them. I think that setting them up at the 1-foot line, that'll work, right? Okay. Sharice Wright getting the job done.
Battle. Now it's going to be Whitehurst. Charlie surveys, throws back in the end zone, bobbled incomplete. All right, now that we have a Brother AG, back to regular season opener here at the Qualcomm.
Yeah, so our home opener against Tennessee is a great game that our fans are going to look forward to. There's going to be a special moment where we're going to retire number 55, Junior Seau, and his tragic passing this offseason. BRU did a great job at the celebration of life of Junior Seau. It's affected every Charger fan and really every person in the San Diego community who knew him, and he was so popular here and forever will be a figure.
Battle leaps over the top, 6 more for San Diego. Tied at 13.
The bounding battle. That's pretty good vertical right there, by the way.
You know, some of the things in and around the stadium you guys have done to really, as you say, add value to it is fun. And Billy and I have talked a lot about that, you know, fans come for an experience, but, you know, when you settle into your seat, you want to watch a team that is exciting, and there are a lot of really exciting pieces that have been added to this puzzle.
Well, there's nothing like coming to a game in person. You know, the TV is a great experience, but the being here, the sights, the sounds, and something new this year is that they're allowing the PA announcer to have a little bit more fun on 3rd down, 4th down. We're going to hear a little bit more inflection in the voice. So,
we like that. A true home field. We like it. When you stick around, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and do one more segment. AG Spanos, and as Billy Ray predicted earlier, look what. Guess what? Chargers now on top by 1, 14-13. Timeout. 12:22 to go in the 4th quarter. Chargers with their first lead of the night, 14-13. Charlie Whitehurst and company cashing in off the big interception return by Sharice Wright. Needing to send it away, Rich Bellini, Billy Ray Smith, and the CEO of the Chargers, A.G. Spanos, joining us. Katie will send it away, low line drive. This hit by Nate. And Williams will bring it back for Dallas and stop at the 20. All right, back to business, looking into the regular season. We talked about Tennessee as an opening game and all the excitement that comes with that, but you look at the other 7 games past Tennessee, you have some of the most attractive and biggest stars in the NFL coming to San Diego this year.
Right. Our biggest game on the schedule probably is the Denver Broncos game on Monday Night Football, and that game's created a lot of excitement, and we're only selling that game with the Tennessee game, so what a great package for Charger fans. Plus, it helps us try to keep those Bronco fans out of the stadium.
Exactly. And by the way, then the bye is right after that, and so you get the rest of it. Yeah. It's all good. It's all built right there for you.
So for fans wondering, and you sit back, you think, you know, should we? I mean, is this something we should do? It's not that your opportunity is only as McGee throws one out there, another flag, which will make Billy Ray happy.
Love those calls.
It's not that the only seats that are available are at the very top of the stadium. There are a lot of good seats available at attractive prices.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's been better locations available than ever before. Seats in the Lower Bowl are available for season ticket purchase. You look at these right now, and something important to mention, even though the 2 preseason games have already passed, we're still selling tickets on a season basis. So what you want to do is get down to Gate C at the stadium and see a representative about what locations are available. And you may be surprised, at some of the price points too. I mean, the cheapest seats start at $480, and single game tickets start at $54. So, you know, there's prices for a wide range.
You know, one of the neat parts, you drive into the stadium, to me anyway, that you you see families out there. You see fathers and sons playing catch. You see people tailgating. You mentioned the sights and the sounds at the stadium. I have to throw in the smells because people out there, they don't just throw a dog or a burger on the grill anymore. That is some serious business.
Yes,
in the tailgate, an opportunity to see a good shot right there to come out. And I know the Chargers have been in your family forever. It really can be a family rallying point and a great way to spend a weekend.
Absolutely. And I saw Chef in here around halftime, and he was talking up.
You know who got that duty, didn't you? That? Yeah, Billy Ray.
But
it was my pleasure.
We worked with Centerplate this year on upgrading some of the food options, and I saw the Farm to Fan, and they're doing some great things for us, and it is so important. And there you see the Chargers season ticket promo up there, 1-877-CHARGERS, Chargers.com. Some great games on the schedule. Baltimore is going to be the game where we induct the Hall of Fame awardee, so it'll either be one of those three candidates, Natron Means, Anthony Miller, or Darren Bennett.
You look at Carolina, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan in Atlanta, McGee harassed and dropped again.
No, he's done. They've got to call him down, right? In the grasp.
Now, you know what? It's fun to talk to Darren Bennett, an Australian, had a great career here. We talked about, I said, what's your favorite memory when you think back to your time at the Chargers? He said, coming back from Pittsburgh, 75,000 people being in here and around. He said no security guards, which was odd. He said just a great unifying moment for a city. We talked about the Olympics in London and the rest of it. You think about teams come out, perform, people add value to purchases, and some of the things that really can unite an entire community. The Chargers, one of those things that people rally around.
Absolutely. We have the best fans in the NFL right here in San Diego, no doubt. And we're looking forward to a great year of Chargers football. And the most important thing that I can stress is just how important it is for fans to come out and create that home field advantage for our team. We hear from our players, we hear from our coaches. Be the 12th man. Be that.
Holding. Offense number 66. A penalty is declined. 4th down.
Now they're making some noise now. That's that kind of noise. That's good.
See, now I'll be your salesman for you. So, look, you can watch half the Charger games at home, the away games. Why don't you come to the stadium for the other half? See? I need to put my name in the hat in the sales department.
Not bad.
Jones on to punt. Parrish waiting. Jones's struggles continue tonight, but he will get a good bounce. Parrish going to bobble and look for a little room and find it. Look out. Jones able to get him out of bounds, but it'll be good field position for the Chargers. A.G. Spanos, thank you for your time. Best of luck, and hopefully 2012 is what everybody in San Diego wants it to be.
Yeah, thank you.
Back with the final 11 minutes in San Diego. Back in San Diego, Chargers with a 14-13 lead over the Cowboys. 10:57 to go, fourth quarter. Early Whitehurst still in the game at quarterback for the Chargers. Whitehurst 5 of 10 for 72 yards.
Looked really good.
Yeah, he
really
is.
Good.
You know what? And Norv Turner made an interesting point earlier today in the meeting, saying that you need players that don't necessarily have to be players who you'd want to play 16 weeks with, but you need them to do some things that can get you through 3, 4, 5 weeks to get you back. And, I think the point in that is, maybe with some of the guys on that 53-man roster, Billy Ray, it's not that we would go undefeated with them, but we wouldn't go winless either. And maybe we can split those games and stay in contention.
And then Norv, he kind of applied the same thinking to the Ryan Matthews situation. And these backup running backs that are now moving in and will be asked to do the job that Ryan, as we kind of think about it, would be doing in the first month of the season. I think it's just an incredible opportunity, and I hope these kids take advantage of it.
Hester comes out of the backfield and snares it out of the air and moves it down to the 37. Billy Ray, you made the point that with Matthews being out at the beginning of the year, I think your line was, why don't you ask me in December if that was such a bad thing? When he's fresh and he's moving forward, you're like, maybe really isn't a bad thing. And, Norv been around so long, seen so many of these things, it just understands that when a person isn't able to play, you just go to the next person and figure out who can get it done for you, and the beat goes on.
Yeah, you'll take a piece of what each one of these other running backs does, and you can pretty much, in essence, kind of reconstruct a Ryan Matthews type player by putting in.
Well, how about that? Mike Willie, a rookie for 6 from 38 yards out.
Boy, what a nice throwing catch. That was about as effortless as you'll ever see. I mean, it just looked too easy.
Whitehurst to Willie.
Has a kind of ring to it, though.
You like that,
I
don't
do.
you?
I truly do.
Skating for the PAT. (21-13) Chargers. Young man from Compton, California, back near his hometown, scoring an NFL touchdown. San Diego, 9.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Mike Willie with a touchdown reception from Charlie Whitehurst to extend the Charger lead. Nick Novak to kick off for San Diego. Raymond Radway back deep for the Cowboys. Novak filled in admirably last year when Kading, you remember, tore his ACL on the first play of the regular season, and he'll get this one to go through the back of the end zone. We visited with Norv Turner at training camp and his thoughts on how it's gone thus far.
Well, the number one thing is I think we're as healthy as we've been early in the years, in the last 2 or 3 years. Certainly we've made, I think, great improvements in terms of the players we've added in free agency and our draft picks. But I always look at the returning guys, and we've got a good core of guys returning that are healthy, that are experienced, that understand what we're looking to get done, and we're having a great camp.
Charger head coach Norv Turner. I think one of the enjoyable parts of being around him, Billy Ray, is it's never too high and it's never too low, and the nearly 3 decades of experience in the NFL realizing it is a long season.
Yeah, it is, and you know, the whole thing with Norv is I actually played on some defenses that went against his offenses, and I can tell you it was just an awful experience. It was a tough day at the stadium when when Norv Turner was the offensive coordinator on the other sideline. It was a tough thing to do. And I watch him and the things that he's done here in San Diego, and with the staff that they put together and the people in the personnel department, I think they're on the verge again.
Olawale around the corner. And he'll move the chains for Dallas up to the 36-yard line. 8.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Chargers with the lead, and so much goes in before the start of the season. Your draft, your free agents,
all the missing conditioning and all that,
missing pieces, and you get to training camp, and then everybody throughout the season, we haven't seen in recent years anyway, and the NFL worked hard to get rid of the dominant team that could go for 5, 6, 7 years, so you can't keep all your pieces to the puzzle, and so it's, I think, a great part of the league as a whole that you always have hope as a fan. And if you're a Charger fan and you think of the pieces you've added.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
But more important, the cornerstones that you built through the draft and developed. Norv Turner and his ability to develop and relate to quarterbacks. That says something when Troy Aikman chooses Norv to induct him into the Hall of Fame. Look at Matthews sitting over there on the bench, and Ryan out with a broken collarbone. But Troy Aikman has been quoted more than once saying that I'd never had the career I would have had if it weren't for Norv Turner.
I would vouch for that, because that was the team that I was basically playing against, and it was Troy and Norv, and they were both like kicking me all around the place. So.
And a few other pretty good pieces on that puzzle too, with Emmett Smith, Michael Irvin, Novacek. I mean, you go down the list. That was
a great team.
There was some talent. Newton with the tackle. Well, we mentioned earlier, bears repeating that Cowboys stay in town, and they'll practice against the Chargers on Monday and Tuesday.
You know, I've been into camps prior to. I don't know that I've played a game and then stayed over.
So usually you do the scrimmages the 2 days before,
you
play the game, and then you're out.
Yeah. This should be a little interesting. Whoa!
McGee able to duck around the UFO, which was Sharice Wright, and complete the pass to Zerba, the rookie from Penn State.
That was beautiful.
Incoming.
Yes.
Brought down by Brandon Taylor.
We got to see how much Sharice Wright missed the quarterback guy. That was a great leap.
3rd and 2.
Well, it was one of those kind of fake out deals where quarterback still has the football.
3rd and 2. Williams to the right of McGee.
Oh my.
Gets it away, caught. They'll mark him in. Norv says incomplete. Official says complete, and Norv Turner.
He's going for that.
Is he searching for the hanky? Beasley gets another one.
Gain of 5. 1st and 10.
Well, we can do the benefit. 1, 2.
Oh,
he's
good.
dragging.
He's dragging it.
For Beasley, the rookie from SMU. About the 4th time we've called his number tonight, and each with positive yardage for Dallas. McGee over the middle, almost intercepted, trying to get it to Beasley. Chargers all in the area. Taylor, a rookie from LSU.
I think it's going to be on Sharice.
Penalty flag.
It looked like when the receiver broke that there was some illegal contact.
Hands to the face. Number 28 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
3rd round pick, Brandon Taylor. The hands to the face. Puts the Cowboys in San Diego territory.
1st and 10. The 46.
Nobody makes a mistake in the preseason. You want to get some work in. You want to look at some different things. You want to find guys who can make your team the best it possibly can be, and you want to avoid injuries. And McGee drilled from behind. Ball still on the turf, scooped up. It'll be Charger football. Sharice Wright came off the corner and just leveled Stephen McGee.
Not just leveled Stephen McGee. Let's follow the ball from there, right? Because then the ball rolls away, and then it's recovered by, was it Gamble?
Gamble, got it. Wright was right there. He didn't stop on the play, to your point. You're right. There, down, roll, up, and find the ball.
And then, now, pick it up, and then he tackles Gamble.
Okay, you're right. You're right. So 2 positives, and then let Gamble run. Go block somebody else in a white jersey.
Well,
all right. That's fair.
Tip from the old pros.
That's
what
right.
I'm telling you.
You know, I've been around enough guys like you.
I'm a mentor.
Well, I've been around enough guys like you that I understand that it's good to make a good play, but let's figure out how to make it a great play.
Great play.
Jason Garrett throws out the challenge flag.
Dallas has challenged the ruling on the previous play.
All right.
Thoughts?
Well, you know, thoughts that I'm having about these.
Well, what? So the challenge is for, let's take another look. Tell me, so let's see. So is his arm coming forward? Is that the challenge?
Well, it doesn't really matter anyway. It's a backward pass.
Penalty
So the ruling is that it is a turnover and a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Dallas, and that'll put San Diego deeper in Cowboy territory.
Yeah, we're fine with that.
I didn't think it would bother you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Whitehurst will stay at quarterback. Jason Garrett loses the challenge. And that puts the Cowboys at 2 timeouts. From the quarterback, Wade Wilson, talking to Stephen McGee. Wilson in the visor. Had some memorable games as a member of the Minnesota Vikings. So the Chargers go on the ground. Edwin Baker, rookie from Michigan State. 7th round pick by San Diego, and their final draft pick of the 2012 class.
Yeah, this is working out perfectly.
Alex Albright.
I mean, considering the Chargers lead, and now they just go ahead and work the clock.
5 Charger penalties on the night, 9 for the Cowboys. Baker again, left side.
Handoff, Edwin Baker.
First team all Big Ten runner for the Michigan State Spartans. Gets a couple more.
Bracken Atkins on the stop for the Cowboys.
3rd down. San Diego with the lead, happy to let that clock roll. The Chargers, 2 more games in the preseason at Minnesota on Friday, August 24th. Preseason finale Thursday, August 30th in San Francisco. Baker finds a little room. He'll pick up the 1st down.
Boy, you want to talk about some maneuverability. That young man, watch him start to come inside and then all of a sudden take you straight at the field. That was a great move. Boom.
Did some of his games at Michigan State, and he will finish as well. 1st and goal. Hester the lead back. Baker will get another carry, and this time the Cowboys are ready. Tyrone Crawford, the rookie from Boise State, comes in and puts the lock on Baker.
Just too much penetration, you know, down inside the 5-yard line. When you get in the goal line area, penetration kills. By the way, those always make me nervous when the really big guys grab the running backs and they're kind of rolling at the same time. That's when you have those injuries that, you know, put a guy out for the season. What are you gonna do?
Sperry in motion. 2nd and goal at the 4.
Nice.
Slipping a tackle and getting in. Hester gets the carry and he gets the score. Well, that's got to feel good for a guy who makes a living playing on special teams and being a lead blocker.
Yeah. And when you really think about it, take it to the next step, because they bring in LaRon McClain now.
Right.
And so his role is substantially reduced. But he is, let me tell you something, he is one of those team guys. He's one of those true LSU dudes. So he's still in there and he's plugging away. Big Jacob Hester fan.
Went to school at LSU. Grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, and is a Southerner through and through by his own words.
I would attest to that.
There you go. That's right. Really right. Novak for the PAT. Chargers 28, Cowboys 13. 3:02 to go in the 4th. Chargers leading 28-13 over the Cowboys. 3:02 to go, 4th quarter. Number 17 jerseys everywhere you look.
Plenty of them.
His backup, Charlie Whitehurst, has
I was about to say, it might be a couple of number 6s.
Why not?
Sold today.
Sure. Kading to kick off San Diego. Radway waiting in the end zone. Radway. A little room, finds it. 25, caught there and stopped short of the 30.
You're saying a little room for Radway.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Hayes
kind of
quickly closed. Looking running back from Houston. In for the tackle. New quarterback for the Cowboys, Rudy Carpenter. Claimed off waivers with Tampa Bay in April.
Rudy Carpenter, now a quarterback for the Cowboys.
Carpenter, survey, will dump off. Dallas will get positive yardage.
Wow, very resourceful, wouldn't you say?
Olawale.
Okay.
What did you say? He couldn't. What? Rivers couldn't be what? He could be nifty. Could be nimble.
Sure he can.
That was a long time ago.
That's right.
Carpenter in the mop-up role. Fourth quarterback on the field for Dallas tonight. Romo started, then Orton, who looked good. McGee made some nice plays, but really got hammered last time out. And Carpenter finds the steadiest player with the star on his helmet tonight, Cole Beasley.
Yeah, no question. Now the story goes that he was about to give up football, and Mom and Dad said, you know, I think that's a very good idea. Came back, got his gig back.
Carpenter just beats. 2-minute warning. Hit as he throws. Leaping catch made and getting down to the 30. Cole Beasley on cue, and that gets us to the 2-minute warning with 1:53 to go in San Diego. 29-yard reception for number 14, Cole Beasley. Timeout. 2-minute warning in San Diego. 1:53 officially on the clock. Chargers with a 15-point lead. Time for tonight's Chargers Player of the Game, brought to you by 7-Eleven. Sharice Wright. You see the numbers, the two big ones at the bottom. One interception, one forced fumble. This one off the old tip drill, Billy Ray.
Very nice, yeah, and the reaction to the ball, being able to follow, get in the air and bring it down. The Chargers need turnovers to get back into the playoffs this year.
Norv Turner called him their fastest cornerback, and he showed some of that explosive playmaking ability tonight. Wally as the back. Carpenter instead surveys for his left. Incomplete. Can't connect with Beasley. Beasley thought he should have had it.
Well, he should have. He's Beasley.
If you say
Beasley's got to catch that ball. Cut him. Get him out of here.
Make a hero out of Cole Beasley, who's had a really good night. So to Minnesota for San Diego on Friday against the Vikings. Beasley 5 catches, 82 yards. And then back-to-back trips to the Bay Area. San Francisco to finish out the preseason, and then a Monday nighter at Oakland. Beasley makes the catch. Gets it down near the 25. And after that, Billy Ray, 2 home games. Tennessee and Atlanta.
That's right.
September 16th and 23rd.
Then you're on the road again.
At Kansas City, at New Orleans, and then Denver coming in the middle of October. Had a good visit tonight with Executive Vice President, CEO A.G. Spanos, talking about some of the added value things for season ticket holders for the Chargers, and really gone above and beyond to make it an experience worthwhile as Beasley gets another one and gets down to the Charger 8.
He's unbeasleevable. Beasley.
First and goal.
16 more for Beasley.
From the 8.
6 catches now for 98, and Carpenter spikes it with 1:19 to go.
Quarterback spikes the ball.
I can tell you the guys out there on the defensive side of the ball right now, they just are looking at each other like, guys, we could have stopped this yards and yards and yards ago, and we didn't. We got to do this now. We can't let them score now. Although, if we hold them out another minute or so.
Minute 19.
There you go.
2nd and goal at the 8. Carpenter pressured, end zone tipped and incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Brandon Taylor upset that he didn't get the pick. That was his for the taking.
Man. Boy, they won't come that easy.
The intended receiver.
Right, a little high on the in real time. I thought that one was a little bit lower. They got a hand on it and denied Des Bryant the opportunity. 3rd and goal at the 8.
Pressure on the quarterback.
Carpenter
And he got the
stripped.
ball. Oh,
Cowboys able to fall on it. Elmore off the corner, stripped Carpenter of the ball.
Ricky Elmore with the sack.
this is just sticking with it. This is just sticking with the pass rush and getting to the quarterback. Does a great job, Ricky Elmore, and then slapping the ball out. You got to have the presence of mind to know where you are, and then get that ball loose, and chances are you can get another turnover.
Just blew up Ronald Leary on that one. Blew right by him, got him on his heels. Cowboys call a timeout. Dallas has 1 remaining with 1 minute to go in San Diego.
And you know, this kid, Elmore forced a turnover last week, and he does it again tonight. You know, that's something that football players, they learn it early.
You're going to call it a trend? Are you going to give me a
it's
Twitter
an instinct.
thing?
It's instinctive for some of them.
Sure.
Some guys just go for the sack and try to tackle the ball carrier, the quarterback, whatever. Other guys are really good, for whatever reason, at punching the ball out when they get a chance to, and the running back is unaware. And that's a very valuable skill to have, obviously.
4th and goal at the 15. Carpenter approaches the line, throws it into the end zone, touchdown. Dwayne Harris catches it for 6.
So if he were like in the end zone, then he could knock the ball out of his hands now, and then it wouldn't be a touchdown. That's how valuable.
A skill, Billy Ray,
a skill. Yeah, and you have to learn it. A nice job moving up in the pocket, getting away from the pressure, and then just flipping the ball out to your receiver. That's a very nice play.
Dwayne Harris in the conversation. Will he be the Cowboys' 3rd wide receiver? And he's made a couple plays tonight that I think he would be seriously in the conversation, adding to Miles Austin and Des Bryant. And if you were going to be a 3rd wide receiver, wouldn't you like to have those 2 as 1 and 2? Take a little tension off yourself?
Would not be bad. Would not be bad. No, you tell me. I mean, do you set up if you're the Cowboys and kick the onside kick just to practice it? Do you do that? Or do you kick it away?
Well, Billy Ray, you were a 2-time All-American. You played. You were one of the 50 greatest Chargers in a decade in the San Diego Blue. What do you do?
You know, if I'm the San Diego Chargers, I'm really hopeful that these guys try the onside kick, because it gets me that much closer to the end zone.
All right, it's fair.
No, it's not. That makes no sense at all.
Alvarado, but there's 53 seconds to go in preseason game number 2, so
yes.
I'm in an agreeable mood right now.
Done.
I'm nodding my head with you, Billy Ray.
So they're going to onside kick.
Alvarado's going to do the straight ahead kick, and it just got 10 yards. And who's going to come out of the pile with it? Let's see. Oh, well, we don't even know who has it just yet. Charger football.
There you go.
There you have it. Just Mouton comes out of the pile. So the onside kick fails for the Cowboys.
It was actually a great kick. I mean, and you talked about the timing and when it got to the 10-yard.
See right there. Line. Yep. It just slowed down. That's a tough one. I mean, that's a tough one. And Verado thinking, you know what? I'm not going to chase that anymore. I come in and Ricky Elmore just unloads on me.
I have to get clocked.
What good is this? You know what? Why don't I kick one of those third bouncers? And you guys go down there and play a little basketball and see if you can get the rebound. But me trying to track this down as the kicker, no sale. I'm good. Jarrett Lee in for his first appearance tonight. Going to take a few knees. And Philip Risser's been very vocal and supportive through the years of Norv Turner, and they do have a bond.
Yep. Well, yeah, they do, and I think it's because Philip understands, the whole system, because he's been working with Norv for so long, and how it is supposed to work, and how it works when implemented by the correct personnel and done correctly. That's all there is to it. And Philip knows the system almost as well as Norv.
Chargers now 2-0 in the preseason.
Way to go there, 6.
Jason Garrett and Norv Turner and the rest of the Chargers and Cowboys will see a little more of each other for the next 2 days practicing here in San Diego on Monday and Tuesday.
They're going to love that. Just a little kind of team building.
For those of you watching on the Chargers Network, we'll send you back to your stations for normal programming. For those of you on Channel 8 here in San Diego, stay tuned. Post-game coverage from the Q coming up after the break.